Good evening. Hello Tutum Karaman, hi Sam Canson, hello YouTube, hello Twitch. Welcome back to the studio. I hope you had a good Easter vacation, Easter weekend. So a couple of people already joined. I'm still preparing stuff. Tonight we wanna continue the build, but there's a couple of things that we missed to do last time. One thing being we wanted to clean the linear rails, and because we lacked the cleaning system, which has now arrived. So the ultrasonic cleaner is right here, has arrived today. Just gonna fill up the bucket a little bit halfway with water, and then we're gonna use alcohol to clean our linear rails in a plastic bag. That was a nice suggestion from last week, how to do it. You worked all Easter, that's unfortunate. I had some couple of vacation days starting Friday, and we came back Tuesday. So yeah, it was a nice weekend. Tonight I also want to do some things here. I want to show you the progress with the panel installation. I have almost finished everything. The shelves are back in their positions where they are supposed to stay, and we're only missing a couple of panels here on the right, probably just about 10 or something. And we also I'm also printing a few more which are a little smaller here on the right, but basically this is done and everything is back into the position where it should be. 2 shelves here. I'm currently starting to print all kinds of holders and stuff, little shelves and little brackets and all kinds of things to mount stuff here. This is not well thought through yet. I'm still thinking about what I need. Definitely we're looking already for a couple of things. For example, some bottle holders for the ISO. I already printed a really nice kitchen towel holder. So, and the color choice was the industrial green. So I'm going for industrial green for most of these pieces, but probably all going to use different colors depending on the purpose. So I think the tool instead, like everything that has to do with tools and cleaning solutions and stuff, I'm gonna do with the industrial green, and then maybe just a couple of other things in different colors. So let's see how it goes. Now for today, a few randomly colored pens. I think we're gonna basically we're gonna do all kinds of different prints for the installation that are going to be more colorful. For example, I was thinking about a couple of display shelves where we can display 3D prints. These could be in a different color, maybe red or yellow or something that's a little bit more colorful, and a couple more stuff that we're gonna install. Yeah, and we could also, I was thinking about printing out a couple of U-Forge prints. If you're aware what U-Forge is, it's a nice way to print multicolor prints by stacking multiple layers instead of using printing all the colors at the same time. It's basically just a layer stacking method of printing out multicolor prints, and they could be we could put a few of them for decoration up there. So also a couple of interesting U-Forge prints that have a combination of a picture and then also something that is like basically physically sticking out of the image, which is very interesting. So we're gonna see what we do for the back wall. Logo, of course, yes. Logo. Also, we could find a place for kind of a Hall of Fame for the most loyal people, for the patrons, channel members, mods who've been supporting the channel for a longer time now, so we could find a way to determine when do we want to add a person's alias or name to the wall. Definitely wanted to do that and have it in a dedicated place, so we have kind of a little panel where we can add name tags, which could be also SCADIS printouts, basically with hooks for Alexander, the lucky person. Yeah. Hello. A couple more people have joined. HTPK, One Mystery, and Xylion. Welcome. Good evening. And happy to see that a lot of people are switching to Twitch to watch the channel. Alexander, is he there tonight? I don't know. We have a couple of people already, 8 people on Twitch and 8 people on YouTube watching. Let's continue with what we're planning. I'm gonna fill up the bucket here for the ultrasonic cleaner. Gonna be back in a minute, and then we'll start with the cleaning. So we're back. So how this works is you're not supposed to fill alcohol into this machine. Instead, we're going to use water, and then we have this little basket here. So I filled it halfway up. That's enough, and then we're going to have the alcohol here in this refrigerator bag. I'm gonna make it as full as we need to, and then we're gonna put the linear rails into the alcohol, and then everything goes into the bath. So we are not wasting as much alcohol as maybe if you had to. Anyways, you shouldn't do this. It's in the manual. But if you had to use something else as a cleaning solution, you can save a lot of the cleaning solution by not filling up this whole thing, but just using the plastic bag. Porphyrius is here, and he's streaming. Hello. He's on the last boss raid from the World of Warcraft live streaming. Oh my goodness. So we are. Yeah, let me show you what we've done last week. You probably know if you have been there, but I want to shed a little bit of light onto the progress. So last week we have started to build the Voron V0 frame. The first piece was the back element, which is holding the Z-axis. Now what we didn't do, which was originally in the build instructions, is to install the linear rails on this frame piece. And we've basically skipped this part because we didn't have a way to clean the linear rails properly. Now what I'm going to do first, essentially what I want to do right now, is in finishing this part by installing the linear rails on this back element as it's actually supposed to be already. And I am taking all of the linear rails now and put them into the alcohol. And then we're gonna put it into the ultrasonic cleaner for a couple of minutes. And finally, we're gonna try to dry everything as best as possible. No, Windows, I don't want to restart now. Windows is bugging me to restart. We don't want to do that. Not now. Probably tomorrow. Or on Friday. Okay, so would be unfortunate if we had a restart right now. Okay. So we are cleaning the linear rails, and then we are going to use spray grease. Decided to actually buy a specific lithium grease, which is easier to apply, especially because these linear rails are very, very small, and you have to bring the grease into this very, very small slot here. And that is, you could theoretically press it in using a syringe, but it's easier to use the spray, the lithium spray. That's much easier. And then we can clean the rest that we don't need. We can clean it off. So essentially the idea is now we're going to put all of these linear rails into this plastic bag. Carefully, so we're not punctuating it. And we have a total of 5. The last one is a little more challenging. These LDO linear rails, they have stoppers installed, so the slider cannot come off, so it's stopped here. That's good. So nothing to be worried about here, but the 4th, this one here doesn't have stoppers, so we probably want to create a little bit of, maybe we're going to use some tape to keep it from running off the rail. So I want to be carefully unboxing this. So we're not accidentally moving it from the rail. So this is slippery. So probably best is really to put something over the ends. Just a tiny bit of tape is probably good enough. Let's do this. So where's my, I think with very simple tape with some Tesa film or something should be good. If I can find it. Yeah, that's something that I didn't move over into the studio, but we have a couple of tapes right over here. So of course we want to use tape that doesn't leave anything in terms of glue. So I'm hoping that the installation tape I have here is good enough. So, and I also don't want to cover too much of the rail because we want to clean it. So I'm just going to use this at the very ends to keep the thing. It's very greasy or oily, so it's not an easy job. The other option could be to put 2 screws. Maybe that's even better. We're going to use some M3 screw and a bolt, hopefully it's fitting through the hole, or we have to use 2.5. Yeah, this is too big. I'm going to use the 2.5 millimeter. Well, this is maybe overkill, but it is just for like safety concerns. Just want to have something blocking the rail from moving over. This is probably okay. There's this little screwdriver here. I guess this is already good enough. So we have something blocking on both ends. So this thing is not coming off. We're gonna put it into the bath and it's not gonna move anywhere. So this is the last one. Here we go. The Slayer 82X made it to Twitch. Hey, welcome to the stream tonight. Yeah, you probably noticed that we're building the Voron V0.2r1-S1. So next step here, I'm filling this up carefully with some alcohol, so it's just barely covered. Don't want to waste too much of this, to be honest. Hopefully this is not punctured, but it's probably good. So this is plenty. I think this is good enough. So we're pushing out as much of the air as we can. So closing it, and now we can move it into our cleaning bath. And it's probably not completely perfectly closed. Let's see. I mean, I hope it's not dripping out somewhere, but it was pretty good. No, it's not dripping. So good. How is it to be turned on? Okay, power on. So this is our ultrasonic cleaner. Basically putting this back inside, closing the lid, because it's gonna be probably is going to bubble up a little bit. Then we are doing, probably 5 minutes are good enough. Temperature we can use, I don't know, don't want to do it. .30 degrees is probably fine. And it's running. You can probably hear a little bit. Nice. So I'm gonna wait 5 minutes, and then we're hopefully having an easier time to remove all of the oil. Just putting a lot of towels here on the, so we can clean this afterwards. so far it seems to be working. Great. How are you doing so far? Today I was trying to find a couple more printouts for the back wall installation. For example, I was looking for a good mount for my caliper, so maybe we're just gonna find a nice caliper mount so we can start printing that. I just want to get going with like getting as many useful items on my tool wall as fast as possible. And Tutankhamun is still waiting for Daniel to print another hammer. Well, technically what we could do, we could find a good hammer mount for the tool wall first, and then we can decide what we want to do. So let's do let's find a couple of things. So my first consideration is I already started collecting a lot of useful items in my IKEA Skades collection. I already found a couple of useful hammer holders, for example. I just need to decide which one is better. But I would go for the most simple versions. I was thinking about, are we using a T-nut hold? I was like playing around with the T-nut idea, which is essentially you have in the actual part, you only have 2 holes in the right distance, and then you have these little, very, very small T-nuts. That is basically just a hex nut and the screw going through, and then you are basically just pushing it through the hole, and then it's turning sideways and it's locking. But I've tried that and I wasn't so happy with the result. I think for parts that don't require so much weight, that don't hold too much weight, it's not necessary. The other downside of the T-nut system is that moving stuff on the wall, like moving these little holders in a new position, always requires you to use a screwdriver, which is something that I also don't really like so much. But yeah, let's go finding something. I was looking in this collection here, which was also pretty useful. A lot of interesting mounts that were in this collection, and I found one that I wanted to try. I think this is the one for the caliper. I wanted to print that at least for now. And then we have a couple of other hooks. We could probably just print out 2 hooks of the same type for holding the hammers. Would resin print be stronger? Probably yes. Depends on the material that we would be using for the printout. Which one was the caliper? This is the caliper mount. Yeah, this could work. I've tried another one that looks similar for the ruler. This is the, oh, we're done with the cleaning. This is the ruler mount. Here we go. And you just put in the ruler vertically here in this little slot, and it holds your ruler conveniently on the wall. Maybe better this way. So this has to find a place. And we're done with cleaning, but we want to start printing the thing first. So I am using my, let's do this. We're using the Orca Slicer profile that I've created for the K1 with the Nobu fill think everything is, like, from a setting perspective, is good to go. And we are just sending this over. Just hope that the IP address, I think I have to change it because that was different now. I think it's yes, okay. Let's do it. Upload and go. So we should be good. We should be good to go. That looks great. Printer is starting up, and we can come back to our plan of, let's take a look at the result of our cleaning. So probably want to have a couple of paper sheets here. I'll clean it first, remove the water. And then we are going to take it out of the alcohol. Good. So cleaning is done. I need to make a little bit of room here. Too many things on the table. So this is our alcohol bath. The linear rails are, hopefully we have the oil was coming off or is now somehow in the alcohol bath, and we don't need to do a lot more cleaning. Let me try to pick it out carefully. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Just gonna pick it out with my hands, and we're going to just have it on the paper sheets. For now. So still have to blow off the alcohol a bit or wipe it off, whatever we have to do now. Let's not get it on our parts here. So this is the last one. I think the alcohol we will have going back into the bath. I'm gonna have to, I think we're gonna have to dispose it anyways, because it's now probably kind of polluted with oil and rest of alcohol and oil and dirt that came off here. So first step here is really to get it clean, rub it off, and then we are going to grease it. Okay, the question was, where's the giveaway? We're doing a March giveaway, or April to be more precisely. It's the April giveaway. I'm gonna get it up because we didn't do it last week. We did not start it yet, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check if the giveaway for March, or I'm always saying March, giveaway for April is already up and running. If not, I'm gonna just kick it off. Not yet, but this is just a couple of clicks for me, and then we'll talk about it. And so let's do this. So when are we going to do the final drawing of the winners? This is going to be April, must be the last Wednesday of the month. That should be April 24th. Probably. if I can make it. I think April 24th is gonna be the date. And we are giving away a FlashForge Creator Pro 2 3D printer. So I'm gonna bring it up for you so you can see it. I'm just downloading the image. So this is April giveaway, is a Creator Pro 2 3D printer. I've said it last time, and this is gonna be for April, so you will have all of the April live streams to join this. Today's the first April live stream where you can collect nozzles for the giveaway, and we're gonna do the giveaway on April 24th, and I'll give you the link. Just give me one more second. So where's my image? Here we go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Is it working? Why is this? What is happening? Oh, why is it called door giveaway? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Just have to rename it. Okay, so here we go. This is the giveaway for April. I'm sorry. I'm posting it on Twitch and on YouTube. But as we did it last time, the rules are still the same. You have to watch the videos from YouTube, from Twitch. My goodness, what's going on today? So you have to watch the stream from Twitch, so you can collect nozzles, and then you can basically spend the nozzles at the end of the month in the last live stream of the month. When we do the winner drawing, you can put all of your nozzles and buy as many tickets as you have nozzles. You can also say, I'm not interested. I'm gonna skip and wait for another giveaway and keep my nozzles. And that's what you can do every single month with your nozzles. And that's how it works. So switching off this thing. Don't want to heat it up even more. Great. Wrong link. Yeah, this was the wrong link. I'm sorry. This is the right. I hope this is the working link. Check it out if it works for you. This should be the public website, but you can also type !giveaway on Twitch, and it will tell you, why is it called door giveaway? My goodness. I've renamed it and it didn't use it. The name is still the old, like, door giveaway. It's a random giveaway name. Oh my goodness. Anyways, if you click on it, it's gonna show you the correct information. Great. So that's it for the giveaway that we need to know. Now we're coming back to cleaning the stuff. We wanna get going. Getting all the alcohol removed and everything that is maybe still sticking here on the rails. But I'm pretty confident that we have most of the stuff off. It's already coming off. So next step is essentially just to put the grease on, and so we can continue with the mount at least of the first 2 rails, we want to put them now in on the Z-axis bracket here, and then we can have at least this part done. I'm a little concerned about this one here. This is a little sticky, but maybe there is still some dirt that we have to take somewhere out of this little slot here. We have to get everything out that is might be left in terms of dust, dirt, or anything that we don't want here, but it's now better. Okay, so looks great and also looks very clean now. Awesome, awesome. So this one is basically for later. We don't need that right now. And we only need 2 rails for now for the Z-axis installation. I think it's good here. Now comes the greasing part, where it's actually not so complicated. So the idea is that we're just going to use this lithium spray here, and we'll be putting a little bit into each side of the slot, and we're trying to move it, getting it in as much as possible. Well, preloaded isn't actually so, it's not preloaded with grease. They are all kind of oiled up, but it's not supposed to be the one that you should use for greasing. It's only protective oil that is supposed to protect the linear rails from rusting. It's in the LDO manual that you have to get it clean before you can apply the grease, and there is no pre-greasing happening with these linear rails. So when I get this, let's see, yeah, that seems to be working. Just want to apply as much as we need, but not too much on each side here. It's good, okay. The hope is that by spraying instead of trying to use syringe, it's going to go in the slot a little bit easier. And feels good. Or we can probably do more. And then we remove everything that is too much. Okay. Everything that's sticking out is basically unusable because it's not going to help. Applying it outside is not helpful. So the strange part is that there is, like, for most of these, there is not a specific hole or something where you can kind of put the grease inside. Definitely needs to go in this little slot here, and then even putting it on the rail isn't correct, because if you would just spray it on the rail and then moving this thing over would also not work, because there is actually supposed to push away the grease by using these plastic braces here. They are actually supposed to push away anything that's in the way. So the grease is not going to go exactly inside, but it's just going to push it to the end of the rail. So Let's do this at least twice. Not too much. Hey, hey, hey. Grease, yeah. Daniel Travolta. Okay, I think we're good for this here. Now we can basically finish what we didn't finish last time. We can finish the Z-axis rail installation. Well, going back to the manual, as I don't know exactly if there's anything I have to follow in terms of the orientation of the parts. So I'm double checking. I'm gonna go back to the installation instructions and we're gonna double check about the specific installation step of mounting the rails. So let's go into the manual and check out this specific page. So here we are. So going back to the first page where they are mentioning the linear rail mounting. So we have this step here. We inserted these special rails here, which are the nut bars. These are a little bit different than in the original version. They are pre-drilled bars that have holes for the screws, and they're already in this extrusion. And this is the next step basically that we did not do yet. We are mounting the MGN-7 rails on these bars as a first step, and then we are aligning them in the right position. Right. So we also have to find the correct distance. But yeah, we're starting here. And one step is to remove these little stoppers as a first step, because we don't need them anymore. But we also have to be very careful not to push it from the rail. And this is how it's supposed to sit. We can now release this one of the stoppers. I think this is the which one is it? The upper end. Yeah, so the upper end, the top end, is the one where we have the 33mm distancing. So let's do that. Where's my tools here? Here we go. So let's remove this end stop here, or push it. We're not going to remove it completely, we're just going to push it a little bit. And then we have a nut bar and corresponding screws, and then there's two helpers here to hold the rail in the center position. So we're going to push this over. So these little helper tools are holding the rail in a center position, so it's not gonna come off. And now we need to correct screws, which is M2/6. So let's find this. M2.5, M2/6. How many? Probably as many as there are holes. And the first one is coming in here. And I think we don't want to tighten them, because then we cannot move the bar anymore. But now, since we have the first screw is in, it's not is tight, yet we can still move the rail. So we now can reposition this. And it's not going to fall off, and we're going to do this at the opposite side. Same way. We just have to decide which side is up and which is down. I'm going to say this is the upper end of the whole thing. So we have these 33 millimeters. We're going to do it on this end before we fix it in place. So I will do it in this way. I'm going to insert 2 screws here at the end, and then I'm doing the measurement. So we can then tighten one of them at least. That screw is upside down, yeah. We can't be perfect. It's Z-axis, not a Z-axis. Okay. Did I say this? Okay, let's set up 33 on my caliper. That's always the way I would do it. If we want to have something very precisely distanced, I'm just going to set up my caliper to the right distance. It's not so easy. Yeah, it's good enough. It's not the easiest thing. And then we can lock it in place. So this is our distance that we want. So we want to push it. We actually need a little more space at the lower end, so we're going to push this out even more. Let's push this a bit to the end. So we will need 33 millimeters on this end. Probably use something sharp. This here, push it. So we are in the right spot. Great. And it's about 33. That, I mean, it doesn't have to be super, super precise, but it's good enough, I guess. So this can't move anymore. That sounds like the name of a supervillain from 80s sci-fi movie. Okay. I think you're having fun. I see. Okay, one thing that is a little annoying here with this camera is that once you zoom in, you have to adjust. And I think I'm not in auto mode, is it? Probably not. So maybe let's put this into the auto mode. So let's see what happens if we zoom in. Is it adjusting the brightness? Yes. Okay. That's better. Okay, rail number 1. We're gonna fix it. The remaining screws, and then we're doing the second one to finish this piece here. Great. I think there's a couple more. So this is not required. We want to be careful that we're not. We're gonna actually move these stoppers now because we don't want this to come off. So let's move it right into the position. Now it's stopping the rail from jumping off. See this? So this is the plastic part that's helping here. Just holding or just protecting our rail from coming off. Same on the other end. I want to move it closer. And that's it. A couple more screws. So I hope you're doing good watching me assemble this stuff. Now, what I also wanted to share with you is I'm really excited to build this Voron printer because it's a very unique experience. Never had like such a printer, never built such a printer that is so complex in a way. But I also realized that I was thinking like, should I maybe at some point go and build a bigger one? Debating that with myself. On the other hand, I realized that it's probably not necessary because it's going to be very similar in terms of what you can expect, what you will get. It's just a bigger printer. Maybe you can modify it more. You have more space to work with, but essentially Voron 2.4, for example, is just has a lot of the things are very similar, and it's way more expensive, of course. So I'm undecided at the moment, but this might be happening at some point in the future, but maybe I have other projects that I'm more interested in at the moment, so that's currently what I'm thinking. It's mainly a topic that's a great challenge, but also like I have so many good printers, at least printers that give me good results, that I'm not desperately in need of a new printer, especially not a Voron, in a bigger volume. So let's position this second one same way. So I'm gonna bring it in this in the right distance. That's good enough, I guess. If you plan to enclose the printer or lubricating rails on enclosed printer, take note on temperature range of the grease use. Good call out. We can check what's on the bottle. Let's double check what they write here. Is there specific temperatures mentioned here? 50 degrees, temperatures over 50 degrees. But yeah, inside of the printer's housing, I would definitely not go that high in terms of the temperature. I would try to aim for something lower. Maybe 35, 40 degrees, something like that is normally good enough for most of the stuff that I will be printing with this one. So we don't need to exceed 50. So finalizing this rail here. Things close to the bed get hotter than 50. Yeah, that might be. On the other hand, it's again, I think this is my latest. That's currently not such a concern for me, but just a good call out mentioning the temperatures, we could eventually go for a different grease and look for higher temperature. For now, I think we're good. Welcome, Oscar. Hi. Hi from Germany. Hi to Denmark. Couple of familiar faces tonight. Okay. So this is what we want. Now, also last time we already did at least the preparation steps to align this properly. So we like measured the distances here to each side. So we have everything in a correct prepared position. And there's going to be a final step of aligning everything, like finally distancing the vertical extrusion so it runs smoothly with the Kirigami bed. So for now, we can go back to the manual, double check what we've done so far if we are done with this part of the manual. So we installed the linear rails, we installed the stoppers, we have mounted this frame. So we already have this T-shape. We did that last time. We also assembled that. We preloaded nuts where we had to. Maybe at the back side we have 6 total. We have 3 in the back extrusions. Then we assembled this piece here. We placed it. We installed the vertical outer extrusions and put everything on a flat surface, so it should be square, and also there shouldn't be anything like standing out in a particular way. So this is done. Then we tightened it up and we distanced these vertical rails to 58 millimeters to each of the sides. And then we installed the end stops, which we've done now and finalized right now. And now comes the part where we are installing the Kirigami bed. For that, we already were jumping over to the Kirigami instruction. Let me find that. This is the instructions. Let me see. And yeah, we picked out the parts here and we prepared the heat sets. That's also what we've done last time. And now we are coming back to the assembly steps. For now, one last thing that I need to do, that I wanted to do here live, did want to do it live because I think it's interesting to see this printer in action again. I wanted to print out the last missing piece on my D100 so we can get this printer doing something again. And I also prepared a couple of profiles. I was trying this printer a couple of times in the last couple of weeks just to do some little prints. Nothing serious, but still wanted to try printing more. The only thing is now that we don't have power on this printer, we need power cable. And I have been moving around these shelves quite a lot in the last couple of weeks because of the panel installations. So let's get this up and running again. So my good friend, the D100. So let's take, which one did I want to use? I think the transparent PLA, or even better, the Ultra. I think there was a very nice, there was this other filament. I think I had it in the dryer. Let me get it. if you can still hear me, the caliper mount is done. Just getting it from the X1 carbon. Or the K1C more accurately, it's not the X1 carbon. So let's see if we can use it. So, for printing, this little LED, this little part here, I was planning, there's a little part here, a very small part, that's an insert that is supposed to let the light, the LED, shine through. Of course, it needs to be as transparent as possible, because we're gonna have just one LED shining through. We need to print that. I forgot about that and didn't get to it yet, but yeah, I have this PLA crystal clear from Filamentum that's actually very clear. That's a very nice filament if you want to print something that is supposed to let as much light through as possible. Of course, you need to print to run very slowly, otherwise you're gonna get something that's not so transparent. And then we have the caliper mount that just finished printing on the Creality K1C. Again, I must say this printer doesn't disappoint. It's really, like, it's no joke. It's I printed dozens of parts on this printer. Everything that I'm using here for the Voron build has been printed on the K1C, and it didn't fail a single print. So it's really something that actually surprised me. Let's see if the caliper mount works. Oh yes, I like it. I like it. I mean, about the positioning of everything is something that I probably have to change over the course of the next couple of weeks, but still, we can just start with useful attachments and stuff, and then we can move stuff around, adapt as we need to do. So let's download. I think this little part here is bed diffuser. I'm not sure if I have it already. Let's start a new project. No, we want to start a new project on the D100 with some, yeah, we don't have a special filament profile for this yet. So I'm just going to use generic standard settings, and we're going to slow down a little bit. Let's move this window over. So chat is otherwise overlaying this. Yeah, it's okay. Let's do this. We don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. So I'm wondering, you probably have to make the chat window a little bit more, a little less transparent. I'm not sure if that works all the time for everyone. So let me just do that. Just realizing that this is maybe not the best for every situation. For something dark it works, but for something bright, chat window doesn't really work that well. So let's see if we can change that. Is it? Oh, this is the wrong one. I'm sorry. It's not working. Okay, this is okay. I realize this is a restream chat window, and I cannot change it in such a short time. I have to. It takes a couple minutes. So, but anyways, we're gonna slice this for standard settings. We're having generic PLA. We are placing. I hope I have this downloaded already. me see. Stealth bed diffuser. Stealth. No. So we need this part. Stealth bed diffuser. And we want to print that on the V100. This is a very small piece, very small part. And let's go slower. Okay, we want to do the infill even very slow. And then we want to print it probably, we want to print it slow because we want this to cool down slow. So it does come out as transparent as possible. We're gonna do a top layer. Let me see. Acceleration, we probably don't want to turn down a little bit. So it's not as crazy. And then what probably we want to disable cooling for this specific print. Probably want to do only, I don't know, 10% cooling. And that's it. And for strength, we want to have maximum quality, so we're gonna do top shell layers. 3 wall loops is good. 100% infill. That's good. Okay, so I think we're good. We should get decent print as slow as possible. Let's see how this comes out. Yeah, okay, that's for the LED. Great. That's anyways not so many layers. We can go thinner layers, maybe. Thinking about, yeah, 100%. The question is, do we want to do thinner layers? I don't think so, actually. I think thicker layers are actually better. Otherwise, there's chances that this is getting this little, like a grayish touch. I'm not sure how it's gonna come out, how transparent we get it. But let's just give it a try. Just, let's cancel. We need to load the filament first. Let's give it a try. Let's see how it comes out. It's gonna take a couple of minutes anyways. Just a couple of minutes. So, let's see. Good. Good, we have, why is the screen white? What's going on with my screen? Sometimes that's one of the things that I don't like about this monitor. Sometimes it just turns white with no reason. For no reason, and it's, yeah, transparent. Yeah, transparent resin is gonna be the best, I guess. Okay. Alexander, thinking to make the K1C his next 3D printer. Definitely can say that this printer is It's very reliable. It is. It's not. It's quite. It's fine. This has a couple of other limitations, which I don't want to forget. I'm still, like, I have to finalize my review. I'm completely out of control in terms of my timing for this. But so far, the print results on the K1C are really excellent. It's really good. So, but there's minor things I would say are, I wouldn't say annoying, but is concerning in a way. For example, why did Creality choose to create another nozzle design in a way that the nozzles aren't even not yet, I think they just became available, but for, I'm not sure even if you can now buy them, but they are special full throat hot end combined with nozzles, like one all in one piece, similar to like what Prusa has created for the Mark IV, or the E3D Revo, which is a one-piece hot end where you have the throat and the nozzle combined and welded together, so you can't take them apart, which promises less clogging, but on the other hand, they are custom for the manufacturer, at least for the manufacturer, if not for the specific model. Now, in this case, this type of nozzle is specific for this specific printer because there's no other Creality printer yet using that design. And I was wondering why. Like, why go that path? And why not use E3D Revo? Right? Because that would be like the next, I would say, obvious thing to do, right? Because E3D Revo, I agree, it's more expensive. It's more expensive, of course, but it's the standard, becoming the standard, and I'm trying to implement it as too many printers now. And yeah, it seems that the Creality hot end is now, or the nozzles, so to say, are cheaper than E3D Revo and cheaper than Prusa. But on the other hand, it's a special design. It is like, there is going to be probably some other manufacturers doing some alternative solutions, but it's another hot end and another nozzle design. So spare parts, you have to have specific spare parts again for another printer. I don't appreciate that, to be honest. And yeah, Bamboo Lab has their own design. Now we have third parties coming up with like swap out solutions, which is great. Same will probably happen here. I think there is even already some replacement from MicroSwiss. Super expensive, of course, but there is at least some companies doing that. That's I would say my major concern. Why not something standard? Why not something from the market and something super custom again? But yeah, besides that, it runs Clipper and works. And you can customize the Clipper. And why is my screen white? I have no idea why my Clipper screen is not showing anything on the Eve. Like, what is this new actually? This is a new problem, but we can try. We can try it through. Oh my goodness, we can try finding the printer on the network. Instead, and we can just go through the web interface instead. The screen that I chose, the Victory Tech, I think it's a 3.5 SDI screen, isn't the best. I'm not happy with that one. I'd probably switch to the HDMI version instead. But yeah, let's see what version 2 of the V100 brings. So we probably have to do a lot of new parts. Anyways, so the 100. Whoop. Let's see, CB1. We have to find this printer, that's the problem. Let's see. console. Not sure if I found the machine. They had to, Creality had to do this. Heat distribution. Yeah, I mean, it's protecting you from clones and stuff, but again, I think there's already companies doing this and creating replacement parts. Why is the printer not starting? I don't get it. What is the network address that it was originally selected? 241, okay. Maybe we are on the wrong IP. Is it? Nope. Unfortunate. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with this printer. What happened? What happened during startup? I just didn't monitor what's going on the screen, but I have to watch. Essentially, something is showing up on the screen during the startup, but what happens later is a little bit of a mystery to me. So normally you would see the Linux system booting up. Oh, now it's starting. Okay. You just have to turn it off twice and then it works. Okay, we're gonna load the filament now. I have created a little loading script that is a little more convenient. So it heats up automatically, loads the filament, pushes it in. Okay, I broke it and I fixed it. Same way as you fix every computer by rebooting. As many times as it's required, and then you can works. Actually, this printer is usable for a couple of prints. I mean, you can print small things, and so far, if you don't push it too hard, you can get pretty good quality. I mean, this printer is known for super fast printing, but and that's the questionable quality. The quality isn't like awesome if you push it to the 100,000 millimeter per second squared acceleration values, but it can do it. The other thing is, of course, if you want good quality prints, you will definitely print a lot smaller. And now we have the screen turning white again. Why? I have no idea. What is happening? It's more like the mainboard has an issue. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually a problem with the. Let's find this printer again. Let's see if we can. Clipper reports shut down. I'm not sure if this is the right IP address. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Why is this? Why is it shutting down? Same story. You're not changing anything. You're turning on the device a couple weeks later and it fails, right? Okay, maybe we're gonna get to this point, maybe not. maybe we need to print it on another printer. Maybe the K1C. If that's the printer that we have to use tonight, I'm gonna use it. Or the Bamboo Lab. I don't care, but I want this to work. Try again. Okay, so the printer starts. Definitely starts, and I can use it. At the moment, it seems to be working. Let's do a homing. And it's shutting down. Why is it shutting down? Clipper lock. What's happening? Yeah, come on. Lost communication with MCU. Okay. So maybe the USB cable, because I'm using a USB cable to connect the printer to, or the mainboard to the Big Tree Tech Pi. So maybe the USB cable has an issue. Just use another port or something. Just plug in, plug out, plug in. Because lost communication, that can normally only mean either the MCU shutting down, which is a little unlikely, to be honest, or the USB cable not really working. Let's see. Let's give it another chance. If this doesn't work, then we are going to use a different printer. No white smoke. Yeah, that's what you get if you build a super custom 3D printer. You get all kinds of problems. That's like, imagine just building something that needs to be built millions of times, needs to be reliable and stuff. Okay. On Raker, what's going on? Okay. Okay, let's try to home again. And what happened? Clipper has shut down. Lost communication with MCU. Wow, nice. Great problem, but for no reason. And it was working before, and now it's not working. My goodness. Hit it hard with a hammer, probably. What is happening? Shut down. I don't know. We have to find out at some point, but not today. Not today. Okay, we need this part. Anyways, we need it. So we have to find another printer to print it. I need my filament. Cut it off. What I will do briefly, I will load this into the let's use the X1 carbon, and I'm gonna load it in quickly, and then come back so we can just push it to that printer, or we're gonna use the, maybe the K1C is even the easier choice now. Because I have the profile ready already. Let's do that. Let's use the, I think it doesn't really matter. Good. Okay, here in the workshop, I guess at some point what we need is maybe a camera in the printer room, so we can just switch over if I'm doing something here, so we can still have it in the stream. Yeah, I'm just loading the filament into the X1 carbon because I want to use the K1C for a couple of more prints for the back wall. Let's load. Let's go. And as soon as the filament is loaded, I'm gonna come back. So, in the meanwhile, I'm gonna start another panel print. Okay, so we're loading the filament. I'll be back in a second. Okay. Done. And good. So I guess we need a camera in the printer room at some point. What can we hide? A new panel came out of the P1P. So just for the side here, the right hand side. And let's go and print this on the bamboo. Interesting enough that the V100 screen, what was it? 1.4, dang, forgot about it. What was the IP? 241, I think it's not correct. Anyways, the screen is now working. So we are creating a new project on the X1 carbon. Textured plate with generic PLA. Standard relaxed is my slow printing profile. Still going to say with 3 walls, 100% infill. We have, yes. We're going slow anyways, and I think we can say top layers. Is it here or is it top shell layers? Okay, I'm gonna load this in, and that's it. Slice it, print it. Probably don't need that, and you can go. It will take 10 minutes. Great. Great stuff. Good. Okay. In 10 minutes, we're going to have this little piece printed. In the meanwhile, I will check what are the next steps in the manual to continue the build. Let me find this here. So we have everything prepared. Also these bed spacers, and yeah, let's move on to this here. We can assemble the breakout mount. So let's do that. And then everything comes together very soon. Okay, so we have this breakout mount. Heat set insert is already here. I think somewhere in the electronics box there must be timer restart, flipper restart, doesn't work. Somewhere in the electronics box there must be this Vago Vagos. I'm wondering where. So these cables. Where did they put the Vagos for our assembly? Worst case, I have myself a couple of Vagos anyways, but I'm wondering where this is to be found. Which box do we need to find for this? This is motors. Probably not. I'm wondering. Motion, tool head, maybe. Not really. Is there anything mentioned which box they have this in? No. There's also a little PCB that we need, so that should also be somewhere. Wondering. This is probably not in this box. This wasn't in the box of the fasteners, tools, miscellaneous. There must be a box. Electronics, maybe this one. Electronics and wirings is most likely better chance. Microswitch, no. No. Not in the electronics box, okay. That's weird. This is somewhat related to electronics at least. PCB kit. There's a couple of things in here. Cable kit, fasteners. Well, this contains a couple of things, but let's find out. Let's find out if there is. No, this is also about the tool head. This is the cable kit to make the wiring of the hot end easier. It's only using one cable essentially. Kirigami bed mounting kit. Oh, here we go. This is the one. Great. So we found what we need. Couple of things. Couple of cables and the Vagos. So the idea now is the Vagos is sliding in these two slots here. It's basically just pushing them in. And then we have this little PCB, which is essentially just a cable pass-through adapter, which one plug goes in and the other plug is just there to route the cable to the next hub. The Wagos just are sitting here, just snapped in place. And then we have this little PCB here. This is the front LED, and this is the PCB for forwarding the cables. There's one screw. How's it oriented? Okay, it's going to be this way, so we're going to push this in. There's a tiny slot here, and there's only one screw that's holding this in place. And that's our breakout mount. We only need one screw, which is a 3x6. At some point I need to sort the screws. Otherwise it's going to be an endless search all the time. M2, M2.5, maybe let's put the small ones here. M3x6. This is the breakout port. Okay. Great. This is done. How far is our print? Let's find out. Oh yes, it's coming. It's coming out nicely. Not sure how well it's gonna look like in terms of the transparency, but it looks promising. It looks promising, so we're gonna see in a second. Good. Next part in the assembly is getting the nut block in position. Let's get everything ready for that. And we need M3x6 again. Nut block installation. This is how it slides into the frame. And we're gonna fix it in the position right there. 4 screws. Too big. There's the Kirigami bed. Are you there? We didn't hide it? No? Okay. That would be a great add-on for the studio, right? Some kind of KUKA robot arm that chat can control to do kind of weird movements and hiding stuff from me while I'm out. But yeah, well, the interactivity here in the studio is something that I definitely want to improve, or at least want to implement at some point. Some nice interactivity things here. So we have next step here, bed and chain link. We need to attach one of the end links from the cable chain to the bed frame in the next step. Okay, we need to find the cable chain where like again, we're gonna take a look where this is. I think this is the problem, like finding stuff in this huge collection of boxes. So this was not here. Electronics and wirings, no. Motor, no. cable kit. Cable kit sounds like cable chain, but cable kit doesn't contain any cable chain. No. Power supply, Kirigami bed mounting, that is empty. Okay. Tool head. No, there wasn't no cable chain in there. In the motor pack, there was also no cable chain. Not sure where they have put a cable chain. Electronics and wirings, there was no cable chain. Was there? No. No cable chain here. PCB kit. No. No cable chain here. Not really. Build plate and parts. No. I'm wondering, where is this? Where can I find this cable chain? That's a very interesting question, because I have no idea where this could be. Certainly not missing. Cable kit. Cable kit doesn't contain cable chain, my friends. Why all this searching, my friends? Maybe the cable chain is so small because the printer is so small that I'm searching for something big, but it's actually super small. Is this maybe possible? Maybe it's so small that it's hiding. It's very strange. Where can I find this? This is very, very funny. My friends from LDO, where did you put the cable chain? It's probably right in front of me, I don't see it. My goodness. But there's actually nothing here. I mean, this in the mechanical or the screws and all the stuff here, fasteners, there is nothing. I think I'm not missing it. This is not on the table. And there's also no boxes on the floor, so that means I didn't throw it somewhere. Very unlikely. Here in the linear rail kit, there's also nothing. That's really just the linear rails and nothing else. Maybe some person on the chat can do some research where LDO has packaged this chain. Maybe somewhere and I don't see it. Maybe it is. I have one more idea where this could theoretically be, but it's also very unlikely. It's not in the pack of panels. No, not there. Why? I mean, you can definitely say that they labeled everything really nicely, right? So there's all over the place, like everything is labeled. So if I'm looking for cable chain, okay, I'm looking for the cable chain and I found it in the build plate and parts box. Interesting. Why is it in the build plate and parts box? The last box you would be looking for the chain links. Wiring kit. No, it's not in the wiring, it was in the build plate parts. Okay, so we need to find a chain link. We need to attach one of the end links from the cable chain to the bed frame in the next step. So we need to take one of those off. The question is which one? If you are unsure what link to remove the one with the most movement. So we have one end which is moving a little bit, and we have another end which is moving a lot. So getting this off carefully. Not breaking this chain. Oh, it's not easy. Don't want to break it. Okay, I'm going to use a very small screwdriver. Push it in. Oh, this one is very thin. Push that in. So when I have something very flat that we can put in between so it doesn't jump back into the old position, and then we want to hopefully get the second part off. Oh, this is terrible. It's not that it's not working, but you don't want to break it, and that's something where you want to be super careful. Small screwdriver, thin. Can I get this in between, my friends? Now it works. Okay, get it off. Good. So this is the chain link, small one, and we need that. And there is a chain mount that is this little guy here. That is just going in this position. It's mounted this way. And we are fastening it how is it gonna be done? Just getting the idea how it works. Okay, I was gonna 3 screws. One is used to mount this piece in place without a chain link. Second one is holding this in place, so we're gonna have it facing in this direction. Facing up, and then we are using two more to fix it. Great. So, chain link is mounted. Let's head over to the bamboo, fetch the prints out. I think it's done. So we can push that in, we can finalize the front. Okay. Great. This is the part. Okay, can you see it now? Now you can see it. Tiny, tiny print. I think it came out nicely. So let's push this into the front element. Should fit in perfectly, hopefully. There's nothing standing out, so we can hopefully just push this in. Now we'll see if it fits. And it seems to fit nicely. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. So let's test light shining through this, just using my phone. Yeah, that's good. Works. Okay, so there is a little PCB here that is mounted over this element. So it's the little LED chip fits perfectly in this plastic piece. Question is, should it be in the slot even more? What I can do, not sure if it needs to be pushed through even more. It doesn't really fit in any way better. No, it doesn't go in more, but I think it's good. What we could do is we could warm up this part with the heat gun, but I'm afraid it's gonna deform. Hammer it in. Hammer it. Everything fits if your hammer is big enough. No, but it looks pretty nice. It is actually very much perfectly in the slot. So no worries from my side. Just not completely square. Can push. Oh, it's actually in. It doesn't move anymore. So let's keep it like that. Question is, where does the plug go? Which orientation? Is this even important? Might be, but might also not be important. From the drawing, I see it's okay. It is facing to the left, so we'll need another 2 screws here in 3x6. I'm not wrong. Yes, good. So let's get this mounted. So I have a nice LED chip in place. Good. Then probably gonna have this assembled in the next step. Now we are mounting the breakout mount, facing the flat side up. Okay. Right there. Okay, let's get the alignment done. Okay, now it looks better. Great. So the bottom will be our place where we're gonna have the wiring going on. This is the upper side. It's actually this way. This is the upper. Yeah, this is bottom. So what next? We have the cable guide. The cable guide. The cable guide is also assembled here. This is the cable guide. This goes in this position. Okay. Fits nicely. And there is one screw coming from this end. So we have our cable guide mounted. This is routing cable here into the channel nicely. Next up, front end. Okay, the front part comes right here. Also, here we need hex nuts. It's not possibly super glued. Could we? Yeah, we could do this. We could glue them. Sure, not sure if this is actually required, but well, hex nut. Here we go. Two hex nuts. Pretty sure if we can press them in and they stay in place, we don't have to glue them in. No, this is not coming out. I don't see why we would have to glue the stuff in. Not really needed. So good. Good, okay, let's mount this. That is basically everything that we need to do for this part before we mount it to the rails, if I'm not mistaken. A very lightweight construction. Front end. So Very sleek. Great. Let's move on. Better safe than sorry. I mean, yes, we could now, since we have now the screws in place, we could now have some very I'm not sure if I have the thin glue in place for now, but we could also like I don't want to have the glue going into the thread. You can try it carefully, at least on the corners, but it's super fluid, so it's probably going to go into the small gap. But it could also glue our screw in place anyway, so let's see. Let's have a tad. Just a tiny bit of glue. And wait a couple of minutes then. Okay. This should be enough. Great. Assembly complete. Secure the bed frame to the printer. So this is next step, because this is a completely different mount versus the original V1, or I think it was, yeah, revision 1, and this is essentially the next generation with a different mount. We only need just to screw in these 4 screws, and we should be fine having this fixed. Use 2x4 M2x4 screws. Let's find them. 2x6 is too long. That could actually be a different package. Not even sure if this is here or if it's in the other box. This might be in a different box because it's the bed mount. This could be in the Kirigami. Not here, not exactly. The Kirigami box was empty, right? Yeah, so there was no package in there. Then I'm pretty sure we have to find it here somewhere. T-nuts, different T-nuts. Fasteners Kirigami. Here we go. We have a different special bag just for Kirigami fasteners. Okay, maybe I use some of the standard kit screws now for the Kirigami mount, but I think it's okay. This is the M3x6, same one, hex nuts, yes. This is exactly the parts that I've already used, but it doesn't matter. And the heatshead inserts are also exactly the same from the standard kit. We're gonna just put them in the original bags, I guess, and it's good. Good. M2, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and we have 4 left. Spare screws. Good. Let's go and mount this on the frame. This is the interesting part. This way goes up, at least according to the drawing, and we are placing it upside, like vertical. This is how it's supposed to slide. See? So we need to start somewhere. Where's this nice screwdriver? Here we go. to start in one corner. Okay, I'm gonna do the opposite side. I hope we have the correct distance now. Carefully apply a small amount of thread locker to the screws. The question is, do we need to do that before or after we have done them? We have put them in. We can also do them halfway in, and then we apply the Loctite. Just to what do you think? Should we, according to the manual, they say carefully apply a small amount of thread locker to the screws. Thread locker sounds like they want to have it before inserting or while inserting it. Makes sense to me to have it while screwing them in, because then it will definitely get inside and on the thread. I think Loctite wasn't included in the kit, so I have to use my own. So I will just put them in by a millimeter or something in place, just putting them in place, and then I'm going to apply some Loctite. So starting like that, and I'm going to fetch it from the workshop in a second. But it makes sense to have that. Will definitely make this part stronger and less likely that these little ones fall out at some point due to the vibrations of the machine. Might be a reason why they want this. The last one. So you put it on the thread a little, so when it throughs in, it goes into the thread of the nut too. We can definitely do that. Let me get the Loctite. I'm not sure how small this there's a syringe. Okay, we have Liqui-Moly Loctite medium. The medium is probably just enough. If I can get tool head. Here we go. Oh, it's actually very small. Question is it still usable? Because I've been using it. I have not used it for a long time now. Let's see. It's still fluid. Okay. Good. I probably need to open the tip. it's actually fresh. That's the other one. I think I have the second one that was... Here we go. Okay, so the question is, should we apply it before we do the put in the little ones, or should we just put them on top? I guess we can put a little bit into the hole. On the thread or on the screw, and then put it in. This should work. Okay. It's a little tedious, but definitely doable. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, that just seems to be good. It's not coming out of the hole, so not too much. We can even put something last. You can basically put a little bit on the head of the screw or underneath, so it also locking in place just by the head. I think that's also working. And we have number 4. That was maybe a little too much, but doesn't matter. So these 4 are definitely in place now. We have 4 more to go with the Loctite. I was thinking I was just putting them in. Okay, put a drip on. Yeah, this is whack it with a hammer. Okay. I see where this is going. Brute forcing everything, right? Okay, number 1 here on the other side. Done. Three more to go. better to do it with the fingers and not with the gripper. Come on, why is this so complicated? It was just working. Now. Okay. Gripper is magnetic, which is good. Didn't know that. Good. Let's put it in. The last ones. Okay. Great. And number 4. So, and we have done number 4. Now I can't really force everything with a hammer, honestly. I would love to do it. I must say this is definitely challenging because of the small size of this printer. Everything is just a little harder to access. Less space that you have to work. Okay, so this is already like pretty promising because the resistance of movement is already pretty much equal on both ends here, which is promising, I must say. Promising. This means we don't have to do so much adjustments. Great. Okay, what is the next part to do here? Jump, I think we're gonna jump. Oh no, we're gonna do some wiring. But this is happening later. Okay, wiring is not happening now. We're doing the, if this is a new build, continue reading the Voron assembly manual at page 47. Okay. 47. And we have to follow also the build notes that on page 52 there is something happening. So 47 is the next page that we are using. That is tramming. Okay, so for the tramming, we are keeping the lower right, if you will, the lower right one we are keeping in place. We're not releasing, but we are releasing. Oh my goodness. We're releasing the other 3 and then we're trying to like square it. Tighten screw number 2. Okay. We also need to check that this is a 90-degree angle, but let's first start unscrewing these 3. Okay, so 1. Loosening 1, 2, and number 3. That is actually difficult because we have this stopper here, which is over there. We can just move it to the side. Okay, I'm gonna move it back. Okay, so we have this. Okay, let's do as they say, number 2. It's tight again. Now we can check the squaring. If this is 90 degrees. My ruler here last time, and now I don't have it anymore. Where is it gone? Ooh, okay, not here. Probably back in the office. Let's use the extrusion. But that looks great. That looks great. So it's aligned. So I've just used the extrusion, aligned it, and that looks pretty much perfect. So now we have one more to go. Basically more tramming means we're just going to move stuff up and down. We don't want to move the whole extrusion up and down. We just want to move it in place. So if this is the right distance, we should now fix this one. Now we can move it down. That should be the right distance. Okay. Now we have equal resistance everywhere. Nicely. Nicely moving along. Great. Okay. Good, we have tightened all of the screws, just double checking that we have fixed everything back in place. Seems so. Okay. So the frame isn't moving anymore. Now we have the end stop switch as one of the next steps. Z end stop. There's a little holder and an end stop switch, which we need to find now. That is most likely, not, is this in the build plate parts? No. Okay, again, search begins. Let's see, Kirigami cables. Breakout power ribbon will work. Heat pad set and stop with cable. Here we go. This time it's easier to find in the cable kit. We also have the end stop switch. End stop with cables connected. Let's see what it is. There must be a cable already connected to this. Yes. Here we should have it. This is the only tiny micro switch with a cable. That's our little Z end stop. The rest is probably not required for now. Let's move this back into this package here. Okay, so we have this little one, set end stop switch, and there's a tiny, there's a little mount here, and we are going to attach this with 2 little screws. This is the position where we want this, and there is 2 M10 self-tapping, M2 by 10 self-tapping screws. Will be in the power supply box. Okay. It's so funny because there are so many little bags here for screws and blah, and all kinds of things. So you really have to look for the ones that you need. Finding them is not easy. So machine screws, machine screw, machine screw, machine screw, blah, blah, blah. Self-tapping, here we go. M2 by 10. We have them here. We need 2 to assemble this. And goes in to the micro stitch. Okay. Through this piece. Okay, let me see. What kind of screwdriver? It's too big. Again, 1.5 millimeter probably. Yes. Okay. Good, let's do this. Okay, one is done. Next one goes in. We're getting there. So we're getting the Z-axis assembly done. Okay, so the end stop switch is in this little holder piece. Now you can push it. It seems to be working. Where is this going to be attached? According to the manual, we have this goes to the left-hand side, and there is yeah, we probably need to slide into nuts again. Everywhere where we don't have it explicitly mentioned, we need to preload square nuts. That is one of the things that we have to remember every time we want to mount something to the frame, and there's not is really mentioned. Okay, you need square nuts here. We need to remember that we have to preload them ourselves. There is some places where this is explicitly mentioned. You need to preload, but this is only because there is specific assemblies or frame parts that are not accessible later, and that's why this is specifically like different and mentioned. So pushing those little, can you see this? Difficult to see probably. Here we go. These are the square nuts and these little plastic 3D printed helper tools which are holding them in the slot. I'm gonna push 2 of those into this extrusion, one on the left side, one on the right side of this left extrusion. And so we can now mount this in place. All right, so we just have to M3 by 8. We're using M3 by 8 machine screws. Here we go. And the position is, yeah, position mount flush with the bottom of the rail. Okay, I think we can do that It's not easy because the cable. That's a great question. How do we do that? Since we have this little stopper here. I hope this is correct. We have the stopper here. Okay, we don't have a stopper on the left. And we probably have, like, I think we can remove it now. I had it on there because it was securing our rail. Now we can take it out. And keep it for later. I think we still need it. And now we can that's gonna be the new end stop or the new stopper, if I'm not wrong. Is this working? Yes, it's working. This is the end stop. So it needs to be in this position. We need to push up the little the screws, but we can also just push them in, just trying to find them and already lock them. So we just move it up later. Oh, come on, let's do this. Yeah, that's just working. Okay, so let's bring this into the position. And it's supposed to be flush with the bottom of the rail. Okay, so we're just pushing it against and we secure it in this position. Nice. That's it. Okay, so rail is working and the end stop is clicking. Awesome. This only took us 3 hours. Oh my goodness. So, a couple of people are still watching. I hope you're doing well while we are doing this extremely long build. Now, judging from the amount of progress we can make in one evening, I imagine that this is going to be, it's taking longer. So my strategy will be a little bit different. So what I will do, we'll continue tonight a little bit. Still, I will be doing a couple of things in the meanwhile between the streams. I'm gonna prepare things better so we can put things together a little bit faster, and you will see the yes, I'm doing it because I don't want this to take forever. So I will be preparing some little things so we can just put a couple of building blocks faster together. This is going to take, like, effectively, this is going to take a couple of weeks. You want to see you doing it all. Yes, I know. Okay. So we tested the click, so we pushed it and it works. What if someone who's bought it is following you and doing this to make it? I don't know if there's actually people in here that are following this specific series to build the printer. If yes, well, then this could be an argument. But I would rather want to see that in the comments of the videos that I'm releasing on YouTube. So if someone comments on YouTube, "Hey, I'm building this printer, please do every single step," then good. But if not, we're going through the manual anyways, right? So we're gonna do all of the like individual steps we're gonna walk through. So I think we're not gonna miss a lot, but maybe some of the very simple things. Here we go with the, I think this was something that I had, that was mentioned in the beginning. "22 people in the chat, but 10 watching? I don't get it. Interesting. How is this possible?" Okay. Now we have to remove the side elements again. The side extrusions, the vertical ones, we have to remove. So we're gonna want to be super careful that we are not unsquaring the frame from that point in time. Leave the screws in place. We will be reusing them in the next step. Okay, we're just gonna like, let's double check the manual if that is actually correct. Yeah, page 52, skip optional. Preload 1 M3 nut on the top Z extrusion for the cable tie, since it cannot be used with the picobellical. Okay, so we have the picobellical. We can skip preload 1 M3 nut on the top Z extrusion. Preload 1 M3 nut is facing back, so we're gonna skip that one, but we're still going to preload 2 M3 nuts to the top and 2 to this back, and then also 2 on the bottom, and then we are adding the, oh, we have actually one. That's an interesting thing. Did we prepare this? I'm not sure. I think we have to jump back, see whether we prepared the extrusions for this specific part. We might have skipped this because we didn't clean them. So let me see. We did this for the rails. We did the rails for where is it mentioned? This is the Y rails. Yes. And the Z rails. Okay, we only did the Z rails. We didn't do the Y rails yet. So we have to prepare the Y rails now. So we are basically greasing them now, and then we are adding them to the frame elements. So let's go. So we have the 2 Y rails here, and we're applying the same amount of grease to prepare them now. They have not talked, they lag out, so are not classed as viewers, lurking are sort of style. Okay. Yeah, I had it in the background while working. See, my friends, you're working and watching Twitch. Hope no one realizes this. Hope your boss doesn't see this. I won't tell them. Stay as long as you want. Okay. Okay. From that perspective, very tiny. I think it's MGN7. So very, very small. Now our next step is to assemble them on top of the right extrusions. We have to figure out which ones these are meant to be. The E extrusions, if I'm not mistaken, these are the ones that have one hole. We can go back, figure out the E extrusions. I think the E extrusions have one hole, which is distanced. Define them. E extrusion, these are 29.5 millimeter. There's one hole. Let me see which ones this is. This must be those. I have prepared them already. That's good. Forgot about that. We did this last time already. So we have already the nut bars in. So page 50. No. Go back. Preparing the wire rails. Here we go. So we have the nut bars in. Then we want not to cover the access hole, which is good. And we're mounting them. Question is, what distance are we using here? The specific distancing, yes, 38 millimeters of distance. So we wanna start with 2 screws going in, and then we wanna measure out 38 millimeters. Can use the caliper again. Do this. So we are setting up the 38 millimeters. as best as possible. Okay. And we're going to removing these protecting little covers. Oh, now it's danger zone because the rails could move off. So we want to be careful now. And we have the same screws probably. We're using the, what are the M2x6 machine screws. 2.5. Did I sort them out? Thought I had them separated already. M2x6. Here we go. But the wrong head. Okay, the wrong. It's also M2x6, but it's the wrong head. This is our countersunk. This is not good. M2.5x6, M2x6. Here we go. This is the flathead machine screw. Let's do this. We have the helper. I think the helper is also at least helping a little bit to not have this thing not jumping off. But let's see. So we need 38 millimeters here of distance. Again, let's do it like this. We have a little one that was. Which bag was that in? I did mistakenly take this out. Okay, let's put it back. That's the one. Okay, so let's measure out distance. That is pretty much it. Not yet. Yeah, that's good. Yes, that's good. Okay. Tightening. Let's double check. Looks good. Okay, so we have the rest one. Still want to be super careful, not pushing this too far, so it's not coming off. Did you put a battery in? You mean the caliper? Well, it is, yeah, the battery is probably pretty low at the moment. Need a fresh battery for this. Okay, so let's keep that as it is for now. The second one, same procedure. Taking off these stoppers. Start with the two outer edges. Okay. Let's push this. And then we are going to measure again for the same distance. .38 millimeters. Okay. That should be. This is right. Okay, it's perfect. Super careful, we're pushing it too far. Good. Looks great. These are the Y rails. Now I think they have mounted this last step. They mounted stoppers to the low end, so the short end. We get two stoppers. We have one is already here. This was the one that I already used and prepared. Let's start with that. Okay, so we can already secure this end. We'll do the same for the other one. 1 second. So at least this side is now secured. Cannot fall off, and we're doing the same here. We need, I think we need M3 by 8, yeah. Okay. Flathead. And we need a square nut. And one no drop. Basically just preventing this thing from moving too much in the rail. So preloading, and then we are just putting this on top. So same thing here. We have secured this end. So cannot fall off or cannot come over. So we are not losing any balls here, or any of the bearing balls. So these are the Y rails prepared. I think that's it. That's it for the Y rails. We'll go back to page 52. And we are right here. So we have this step where we are taking off. I think we can now get rid of this paper, at least for now. Greasing later. I think we just have one left for the x-axis. There's one screw that's left here. It was too much. Okay, great. Taking back Going back to this one here. So next step would be taking off these vertical extrusions and then assembling the Y rails. So we're taking these off, we're preloading the nuts here, and then we're mounting the E extrusion. So 2 of them will have our rails already installed. And 2 will be basically the bare extrusions. Next, we are then mounting H extrusion, which is like the back of the frame. And then I think, yeah, after inserting the panel, we are also mounting the front part and the front extrusions. Yeah, that's basically the next couple of steps. That's pretty much simple in a way that we only have to put together the extrusions and we are just securing them. Nothing complicated in a way. So not really that challenging. I think the last couple of parts were quite challenging, putting together these small pieces, handling the extrusions, handling the rails, the Kirigami bed mount, and pretty clear what are the next step now to assemble the frame. Okay, from my end, let's say we continue exactly at this position next time. Basically what I will do, I will just do some preparations for this and maybe put together a couple of the extrusions or prepare the nut loading and stuff. So we can continue. I think what are the next major things happening after these extrusions are assembled? There's lots of nuts preloading. Then we have, yeah, this is basically where we want to end. Basically having the Y-axis and all of the frame elements, and that is already the next step is the AB drives. That is the where the belts are going to run along. That is also I think I've already prepared a lot of the stuff, but I can what I can do as a preparation now is the heatset inserts, which is taking quite some time. There's a couple of heatset inserts to be done. And then we can continue with the basically motor mounts and the drive, which is getting a little more complicated again. Lots of little pieces coming together here. All these spacers and bearings and shims. That's lots of things to take care for. The same goes with the B drive, so there's lots of steps for that, and then now we have them assembled finally on top of the frame, so we are ready. From that point we can also yeah, that's the idlers, and then I think the yeah, Z-axis. So there's a couple steps, so we have lots of steps to do. Still, I can prepare a lot of these parts already in terms of the heatset inserts and also putting together a couple of the shims. Maybe we're gonna do only one of the drives ourselves and the other one I'm gonna prepare. So we only do half of the work together, and the other half of the work we prepare. So it's a little faster. And on Friday we could do the next stream. Let me do it like this. My idea was that we're gonna do an early morning stream on Friday. Early morning means early morning in Germany. If that works out, I'm gonna announce it tomorrow So I'm gonna plan for Friday tomorrow, gonna do all of my planning. Tomorrow is a super busy day, but I'll try to figure out if I can arrange for Friday morning. That means, yeah, probably somewhat around, let me think about it. Yeah, could be 7:30 German time or something around 8 o'clock German time. But I figure out when it suits for me. Definitely gonna be early morning and not evening or not night streaming on Friday. So it's basically suitable for other places, and then we probably have we can do it on Friday, and then we're gonna have another chance next week Wednesday. Let's see. I'll try to figure out what a good time is for me, because my Friday's plans are still not done yet. But you'll see the announcement coming in the Discord server and also on YouTube. So you get to know when this is happening. But yeah, try to figure out if when I can do it on Friday. Thank you so much for staying so long. It is pretty late already, and we're gonna see how far we can come. I'm super excited about how the look and feel of this printer is already, like just the parts and the colors, the color choices that we made with the red and the bronze. I think I like it a lot. There's so many more parts here, but I think this is a great color combination. And these are already parts for the A and B drive, so these are already printed. So these look pretty promising. These are already a couple of parts for the frame corners. So I have to figure out now how much can I already print as a preparation for our next couple of steps. But this is, I think we made a couple of good choices with the colors. So I really like it so far. Okay, guys, talk to you soon. We're gonna chat on Discord. I'm gonna let you know when the next stream happens. And I wish you a good evening and a good day wherever you are. We'll see you. We'll see each other next time. Bye bye. Have a good one. $6 a.m. No, hope not. Let's see what time we can do. I think 6 a.m. is UK time. That's a little early. So let's figure out a time that is more suitable for everyone. Yeah, but Friday morning sounds good to me. And if not, we can still do the afternoon. But I have to double check when this is the best time for me for the day planning. See you then. Bye bye.